then we'll go ahead and call this evening's meeting to order. It's Monday, April 11th, and this is the Kearney Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. If you'll stand and recite the pledge with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Shirley, have you had the opportunity to call the roll?
I have taken roll. Everybody is present but Chasten Parks and Chuck Davis, but you do have a quorum.
Thank you. The first item on the agenda tonight is the consent agenda, which consists of the approval of the minutes from the March 14th meeting. Any commission discussion?
Move for approval. Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
The next item on the agenda then is new business innovation lot 31, the site plan. David, do you have a report for us?
Yes. Ron Cowger is in the audience tonight, joining via Zoom, and Robert De La Fuente with Star Development is also in the audience via Zoom tonight. Star Development proposes to construct a 12,000 square foot building on lot 31 of Innovation, which is at the southeast corner of Innovation Drive and Sandbar Drive. So if you head north on Sandbar Drive from 92, you have Academy Bank, then you'll see First Missouri Bank. There's a vacant lot in it, and then the vacant lot in Innovation is the location of this property. The layout, I'd like to share screen here. We can go to one of the site plan pages. In your packet, you had some extra pages, but I'll go to the general layout. People in the audience can see too. North is to the right direction, so at the top of the page is Sandbar Drive. To the right of the page is Innovation Drive. Layout includes driveway access on Sandbar Drive and also Innovation Drive. It's a corner lot. They've got a drive around the entire building. I think that helps with fire access. It's also good for customers and maybe some business owners that might have a truck they need to get back to the back, or a personal vehicle in the front. Along the south side driveway, there is a wall along that location. It's be pretty tall wall. It's over 4 feet tall, which requires a building permit, and it requires design that's stamped by an engineer. So we don't have a wall fall down at some point in time. There wasn't a spec for that wall provided, but the engineer thought it would be a modular type of wall, like, landscape block kind of a wall. And there'll be a handrail on top as well because of the drop off. Customer entrances will be on the front of the building facing Sandbar Drive. On the back of the building, there are some overhead doors for loading and unloading, or even maybe parking vehicles inside as well. I'm going to switch to the elevation sheet. Pages down. Maybe I'll shrink a little bit. There we go. This is a copy of the elevation. So the bottom elevation with the blue, that would be the front of the building. So each of those areas is a front door, and then a set of windows and an awning over the entryway. It's a light tan color, precast concrete. They've got a darker brown wainscot and a band across the top to kind of change the look a little bit. Copy of the site plan, documents and building elevations, as I said, are in your packet. There's some extra sheets. If you want to look at a landscaping plan, they provide landscaping. I didn't have an opportunity to verify that it meets our landscape requirements, but if it doesn't, they'll make modifications. It looks like it may meet our requirements. This is the sheet that has the wall. You can see it's probably about an 8-foot tall wall at the tallest. So that'll, like I said, we'll get a separate building permit, or it'll be included as part of the building permit application that we receive. I'm going to unshare. Staff recommends approval of the proposed site plan for Lot 31 Innovation Drive with following conditions. 1, submit revised drawings if necessary. 2, Sandbar Drive sidewalk extended to the south property line. There's some utilities in the way, so we've got to get that figured out. They were short a little bit. 3, building permit required for the wall and handrail. 4, Innovation Board of Trustee approval, which we did receive after the packet went out and had been reviewed by the Board of Trustees. 5, landscape plan per the landscape ordinance. 6, submit a DNR land disturbance permit if required prior to any site grading. Install and maintain sediment erosion controls during construction. 8, install a key box as required by the Kearney Fire and Rescue Protection District. 9, submit a sign permit prior to installation of signs. 10, submit a sign or a building permit application prior to construction. 11, develop the project in compliance with all codes, conditions, requirements, plans, and payment of fees or taxes. I think your staff report might show 12 conditions of approval. I repeated one. So I removed it before tonight's meeting. This application will be before the Board of Aldermen for consideration at their meeting next Monday. Again, we have 2 representatives with the applicant today. We've got Robert De La Fuente with Star Development and Ron Calgar with AGC Engineers.
Okay, thank you. Have any commission discussion?
Nothing from me.
Okay, well, if there's no discussion, I'd entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve with staff recommendations.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Motion carries. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Kathy. You know I get paid by the word, so I have to speak at some point to get paid.
I'll keep that in mind for next time, Ron.
Thank you all. Have a great evening.
Yeah, next Monday is the Board of Aldermen meeting, and you can either attend in person or join again by Zoom. That'd be fine too.
Great. Thank you all. Thanks, David.
Thank you.
Bye.
There being no old business, any commission discussion for this evening?
Just a question, is it, the duplex things down here by the railroad tracks, is that ever gonna get off the ground? Or?
I don't know. I don't consider it a dead project because I've not heard from the owner.
Well, how long ago has that been?
It was, I believe, last August or so. So that approval,
Yeah,
it'll sunset after 1
Right.
year. If he doesn't know by then, you know, that he would just have to
Like
come back
cost of
before the
materials
board
going
for
up.
reapproval.
Maybe back off.
do what?
The cost of materials, building materials going up.
Well, it ain't gonna go, the lumber is gonna go back down, but the steel and everything else ain't going back down, so
Things won't change too
it
much.
won't,
Yeah.
it'll get a little better, but not much.
Yeah, I've not heard it's a dead project, so I assume it's still alive. It's just not made its way
I just
further.
struck my mind when we drove by there the other day. I wonder why I hadn't started on that, so.
I've wondered. Anything from you guys? Well, I just would like to remind everybody that we're going to have a big ribbon cutting tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock underneath the water tower to kick off the 19th Street interchange. So if you're in town and are available, come by. It's a super
Thanks for
exciting.
that. It was good. I wanted to be sure everybody knew that and was invited to.
Super excited to get this project finally started.
20-some years later, we're moving forward.
I feel like we've been talking about it for a very long time, so.
Probably close to 20 years, because it wasn't too terribly long after I started working for the city when there began to be the talk about we need another interchange.
David, I went back and read a report on that was a year old. They're really asking $15 million for one of those corners.
I don't remember the numbers, but there's a lot. There is yes, I think so.
I know who that
I think so.
was. It
Yeah.
had to be.
There's what they call heritage,
It was close.
where if your family has a property over 50 years, then they add another 50% to the top of that. But yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, I know who was asking. for it.
Crazy.
I mean, that held up the whole thing, so ridiculous.
Okay. Well, if nothing else, I
Anyway,
entertain a motion
move
to,
for adjournment.
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.